Good morning, everyone. It's so nice to see you. I feel like it's been a long time since we've been able to share a Sunday Dharma school service with you, and I really miss seeing you. I'm happy to be here, and I'm very grateful that we have this time where we can all be together. I hope you all had a nice Thanksgiving with family and friends, and I hope you've all been able to stay warm on these chilly days. One of the things, that I love about this time of year is that I get to break out my big comforter, and I get to wear my heavy sweats and socks and burrow down underneath it. But I've got two words for you: cover piggy. Do any of you have cover piggies in your house? I've got two cover piggies. I've got one sitting in the front row here, and I've got another one that jumps on the bed in the middle of the night. She's our little dog, Mimi, who's about maybe 15 pounds, so she's not very big, but it's amazing how such a small little body can hog all the covers, and then you end up just trying to pull whatever measly covers you have to keep yourself warm. But that's okay. That's okay. We'll survive. This morning, to start, I thought that I'd share a riddle with you to give you a little clue about what I was going to talk about. Okay, so you ready? I can be full even though I haven't eaten anything. I have craters, but I'm not a volcano. I affect the tides, but I'm not the wind. I have a dark side, but I'm not Darth Vader. I can be seen at night, but I'm not the stars. What am I? What am I? The moon. Very good. The moon. Not long ago, our daughter Carrie, she saved up her money and she bought herself a camera. And so she was outside taking pictures, trying to practice. And one night, she stood by the mailbox and she took a picture of the moon. And she showed me the picture, and I was amazed at how clear the image was. I was just blown away. It was a clear night, and there were no clouds, and so the moon was nice and bright, and it was a full moon. And in the picture, every single detail showed up. I could see the shadows, I could see the ridges, I could see just the whole texture of the moon. I felt like I could just reach out and run my fingers over the surface of the moon. I was mesmerized by looking at this picture, and I had to laugh at myself because I thought, this is the moon. It's up there all the time. It's shining down on us every single day, 365 days a year, year after year after year, and yet I felt like I was looking at this for the very first time. And it occurred to me how much that things that we take for granted become invisible. We don't take them. Until somebody opens our eyes, right? Until somebody opens our eyes and we realize what's been there in front of us this whole time. So here's a couple of fun facts about the moon. We know that the moon orbits around the Earth, right? So the moon orbits around the Earth. But did you know that from the Earth, we can only see one side of the moon? We only see one side of the moon. And to see the other side of the moon, we have to get into a spaceship and go out into space. I thought that was pretty interesting. The gravity on the surface of the moon is only about 16.5% as strong as the gravity here on Earth. So that means that for some of our Dharma school kids, if you weighed 85 pounds here on Earth, on the moon, you'd only weigh 14 pounds. That's less than a sack of rice. That's like a half a bag of rice. And tonight, the moon that you're going to see up in the sky is going to be the biggest and the brightest moon of the year. Did you know that? It's called a supermoon. A supermoon. And it happens when the orbit of the moon, when it's going around the Earth, the moon reaches the closest point to the Earth. And so that's why it seems so big and so bright. And so what makes this supermoon super cool is that it's the last full moon of 2017, and it's the very first and the only supermoon of 2017. So tonight, go out and check it out. And throughout time, the moon has been a source of wonder and inspiration. And when I was little, I used to wonder, where does the moon go during the daytime? I would see the sunset in the evening. I would see it, lower down into the horizon, so I figured it was going to sleep. And when I woke up in the morning, it was already up in the sky. So I kind of figured out what the sun did. But I didn't know what happened to the moon. I didn't see it rise, and I didn't see it set. So what I realized, though, as I got older, is I didn't know that the moon and the stars were up there all the time, 24/7. They're up there. They don't go anywhere. But it's just that we can't see them in the bright light of day. I didn't know that just because you couldn't see them didn't mean that they weren't there any longer. Recently, Reverend Tim introduced me to a poem by Misuzu Kaneko. And the poem is titled Stars and a Dandelion. And here's just a portion of it. In the deep blue sky, like the pebbles at the bottom of the sea, the daytime stars sinking until night comes are invisible to our eyes. But though we can't see them, they are there. Things invisible are still there. We can't see the moon and the stars in the daytime. We know this, but they're still up there gazing down upon us, upon all of us equally, regardless of who we are, right? No matter if we're rich or poor, if we're young or old, no matter where we live, no matter our race or ethnicity, no matter what we believe. When we look up at the moon, we all see the same moon, and the same moon is looking down upon us. The moon reminds us that we're all very different. We all come from different backgrounds, and we all walk a different path, and yet we're all one. Not just one with each other, not just with our friends and family. We're one with the whole world, with all life, and with the entire universe. All things are interconnected, all things. And we all look at the same moon, and the same moon looks down upon us. And when the moon disappears from the sky in the light of day, we're reminded that things invisible are still there. Every year, the day after Thanksgiving, in the castle house, the castle elves begin to transform the house for Christmas. And the closet opens and all the boxes get pushed out. And if you came to our house, you would think we were moving. But no, it's just the elves busy at work. And as we decorate the tree, we gently unwrap all of the ornaments. And these are ornaments that we've collected throughout the years. Some of the ornaments came from Tim's childhood, and they remind him of his mom. Some of the ornaments are ones that old friends have given us throughout the years. And some are made out of yarn and glitter and glue, ornaments that the girls made for us when they were in elementary school. And some were ornaments that used to hang on the tree that was in my sister's house. Each ornament carries a very special meaning and a special memory. Memories of friends and family that we hold dear, relationships that we share, and the love that still endures. And just like the moon, when I hold and I look at these ornaments, I'm reminded that each one of them reminds me that things invisible are still there. Though we may miss our friends and our family who are no longer with us, and we may miss those little girls who used to run around in their PJs and socks, the warm memories and the love still remains. And this time of year, from Thanksgiving to New Year, is such a unique and meaningful time of year. It's a time of family and friends, and it's a time when we find ourselves naturally reflecting on the passage of time and upon those who bring meaning to our lives. people who sacrificed for us and showed us kindness, people who have challenged us and taught us to have courage, and people who taught us how to laugh at ourselves and live with humility and grace. All these people and countless more who we may never have the opportunity to meet will always be part of our lives, and we will always be part of theirs. We all live under the same moon. We're all interconnected. And knowing this, as we look around at the faces of our family and friends this holiday season, I hope we take a moment to appreciate deeply not only those who are close by, but also those who are far away, and those who we may never see again, but whose memories still live deep in our hearts, and whose voices continue to offer guidance and comfort each and every day. So in closing, I'd like to thank you again for joining us for this morning's service. It's always so good when we can be together. I hope you stay well, stay warm, and if you're going to go outside and look at the moon tonight, wear a nice big coat. Please join me in Basho. As we enjoy this holiday time of year and quietly reflect upon the passage of time, let us appreciate deeply those who bring meaning to our lives, and let us remember that in the deep blue sky, like the pebbles at the bottom of the sea, the daytime stars, sinking until night comes, are invisible to our eyes. But though we can't see them, they are there. Things invisible are still there. Namo Amida Butsu.